and welcome. Today I will be making this Easter themed bowl using this platter mold from Molds and Shapes. Links to all the products I'm using will be listed in the description below. The first thing I did was I mixed up a small amount, about 10 grams of resin, and then I added some white pigment to that and stirred that well to incorporate. I then used a pipette to draw in some of that resin, and then I started filling in the details of this mold. So again, like I've done in the past, this is a rather detailed mold, and I've opted to put colored resin into each of those areas of the mold that have the cavity to do so. So for the bunnies, first I started with those, which I did in white, and filled in each of the details for the actual bunny itself, so the ears and the face, and the arms and the feet. And I continued this process throughout the entire mold, using different colors for the various parts of the mold. So I will speed this up so that you don't have to watch me do that, because this probably took me 45 minutes to an hour just to do the bunny parts. So again, I just continued until I was able to finish filling in each of the cavities for the bunny face, ears, arms, legs, feet. Then I mixed up another small amount of resin, again just a very small amount, and worked it slowly. And I did pink for the flower here in the middle, as well as the little flowers around the edges. And the pipette worked well for this because these were bigger cavities, but in some of the smaller things I did switch over to the syringe just because it was easier to try to get into that detail. So it's a combination of using the pipette and the syringes depending on the size of the cavity that you're trying to fill within the mold. And then again, I just continued until I filled in each of the areas the way that I wanted them to be, and the colors that I chose. You can use any color, doesn't have, whatever you are feeling or would like that day. You just want to make sure that you fill in each of the areas so that you're not leaving anything incomplete. Now, when I did finally get to the eggs, I had allowed the white to cure prior to doing so. You'll see once I start filling in the next part of this egg, since I decided to do it in a varied stripe pattern, that they do start to bleed some, the colors together, which is why I waited until the white was done, because I didn't want the white to bleed into those colors. So it is a good idea that if you are doing colors next to each other, to give it some time to cure in between so that you don't have that bleed issue. Once the entire piece had actually cured those inlays, I then went over it with some resin with this galaxy tint, and I wanted to add some of the white epoxy resin paste, just to give it a little bit more of a cloud look, not so much a sparkly look. I was trying to learn my lesson from my last platter that I did, the wildflower one, where it came out way too glittery. And so adding the white did help to balance out the glitter. I then allowed that to cure per the manufacturer's instructions, and once it was almost cured, where it was still pliable and bendable, I demolded it, and then I just used this metal bowl to put it in and shaped it into that bowl. I allowed that to cure until it was hard, and then I popped it out of that bowl, and I was complete. I did a little additional stretching just to make sure that the shape was the way that I want it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and press the bell to be alerted to future videos. Here's a look at the final product.